In the stillness of night, when the world grows quiet and dreams begin to bloom, the spirit longs for gentle rhythms to carry it into rest. Across the ages, sacred hymns and ritual chants have been whispered, sung, and prayed, not only to honor the divine, but also to soothe the soul into peace. Tonight, let us drift upon those timeless sounds. Each chant, each hymn is like a soft thread of light, weaving through temples, deserts, rivers, and ancient skees. Together, they form a cradle of sound where your heart can rest and your body can surrender to sleep. If these hymns bring you peace tonight, consider subscribing for more journeys like this. And if you'd like, share in the comments where you are listening from, so we may weave a circle of rest across the world. The night is gentle. The stars lie across the heavens like a silver river. The air is cool and the moon leans low, quiet as a lantern in the dark. You find yourself walking slowly, almost drifting, along a path of smooth stone. The path leads to a temple, old and calm, waiting like a friend at the edge of time. The gates stand open. They are carved with ancient patterns, lines curling like vines, flowers frozen in wood, and small figures of birds with wings spread wide. The gates do not speak with sound. They whisper only with stillness, as though the silence itself is the language of the sacred. You pause there just before entering. The temple is not fierce or grand. It does not rise in pride. Instead, it rests like a mountain softened by clouds. Its walls are smooth with age, worn by wind, rain, and countless hands that once touched the stone in prayer. You can almost feel those hands still, gentle traces left behind, blessings folded into the rock. A breeze moves through. It carries with it the faint scent of incense, warm and sweet, like drifting wood smoke mixed with blossoms. Far inside, voices chant, low, steady, and soft. Their rhythm does not push or command. It welcomes. It rocks the mind, the way waves cradle a boat at sea. You step forward past the gates. The stone beneath your feet is cool, but not cold. It feels steady, safe, guiding you onward. The path stretches into a courtyard, where lanterns glow like small suns. Each flame trembles, never still, yet never lost. Together they create a quiet constellation, mirroring the stars above. At the center of the courtyard, there is a pool. Its water is dark, reflecting the moon like a silver coin resting on its surface. Lotus flowers float there, their petals closed, sleeping until morning. They are guardians of dreams, resting gently, unafraid of night. The pool is silent, but in its silence it sings. It holds the sky in its depths, reminding you that heaven is not only above but also within. The chants grow clearer now. A circle of monks sits beyond the pool, their robes soft shades of earth. Some robes are the color of sand, others like the bark of trees. Their voices rise together, not loud, not hurried. Each syllable seems to fall like a drop of water into a vast ocean. You feel their sound not only in your ears, but in your chest, in your breathing, in your bones. The temple walls echo the sound, not sharply, but like a cave holding the memory of a voice. The stone has listened for centuries. It remembers every prayer, every sigh, every song. It has no need to speak. It holds everything within itself. You sit by the pool, still and calm. The surface of the water shivers slightly as the breeze moves again. You watch the ripples spread, gentle circles moving outward, one after another, until they fade back into stillness. So too does the mind ripple with thought, then slowly return to rest. In the chants, you begin to hear a story, not told in words of explanation, but in tones that weave pictures inside you. The story is older than the temple, older than the monks, older than the stones. It tells of the beginning, when the world was silent, before the first breath of wind, before the first spark of light. From that silence came a hum, soft and endless, like a note that had no beginning and no end. The hum became the first chant. It spread through the darkness and shaped the stars, like seeds scattered across a field. Each star burned with the memory of that first sound, and each creature born upon the earth carried a fragment of it within their heart. You listen, and you feel that same hum inside yourself. It is not far. It is not separate. It is there, steady and quiet, like the rhythm of breath. Every inhale, every exhale, carries the echo of that first chant. The monks sing on, their voices weaving like threads in a tapestry. Sometimes one voice rises slightly, then falls back, blending with the others. No voice is greater. No voice is less. Together they create harmony, and harmony creates peace. A bell rings, soft, round, deep. It does not strike like thunder. It rolls through the air like a wave moving across the sea. The sound enters you, and everything inside grows still. The bell fades, but the stillness remains. The temple opens its gates not only to bodies, but to memories. You see shadows of those who came long before. Pilgrims with weary feet. Children holding their mother's hand. Elders with bent backs and bright eyes. They came with prayers, with hopes, with sorrows. And the temple received them all. It did not judge their words. It only listened. The pool at the courtyard's heart reflects their faces. You see their reflections mingling with your own. Generations fold together like ripples on water, one wave joining the next. Time is not a straight road here. It circles, it returns, it rests. Another breeze flows through, carrying with it more incense. This time it is softer, almost like the fragrance of rain meeting dry earth. The scent wraps around you, not heavy, not sharp, just a reminder of something pure and simple. Breath becomes lighter. Eyes grow softer. The heart loosens its grip. The monks shift their chant. The tone deepens, slower now, as if they too are guiding toward rest. The story within their song drifts from the beginning of the world to the gentle rhythm of life itself. The rising of the sun, the flowing of rivers, the turning of seasons. Every change is a circle. Every circle is a song. You watch a candle by the pool. Its flame bends with the breeze, but it never goes out. So too does the spirit bend with the winds of life, yet remain unbroken. The flame glows, fragile but steady, carrying warmth into the cool night. A bird sings once from the temple roof. Only a single note, clear and soft. It does not repeat. It does not need to. The note lingers in the air, just as the bell's echo lingers. Then silence folds over again, thick as a blanket. The moon shifts higher, silver and calm. Its light spills across the courtyard, turning stone into quiet glass. The pool shines, the lotus glimmers, the lanterns sway. The temple feels as though it breathes slow, deep, eternal. You close your eyes, and still the temple surrounds you. Even with eyes shut, the chants continue. The bell hums within, the incense drifts. The gates of the temple are no longer outside, but within your chest, opening to a place of stillness. Here at these gates you are safe. Here every breath is sacred. Here the whispers of ancient prayers drift like leaves on water. The temple does not ask you to stay. It asks only that you rest. And so you drift as the chants soften, as the incense thins, as the lanterns flicker lower. The pool grows darker, the lotus deeper in its sleep. The night carries you gently, the way a mother carries her child. Now let the gates remain open in your heart. Let the whispers rest within you. Let the story of the beginning echo like a lullaby in your breath. The temple waits. The stars return. And you drift onward, softly, peacefully into the night. The desert is quiet. The sand lies like a great sea, waves frozen in golden stillness. The The day's heat has faded, and the night has stretched its cool hands across the earth. Above, the sky opens wide, a vast canvas painted with stars. Each one glimmers, steady and patient, like a lamp set in the heavens long ago. You walk along a soft path, your feet pressing gently into the sand. The air is warm, yet not heavy. It carries with it the faint fragrance of dry earth and wild herbs, touched by the breeze of night. Far away, dunes rise and fall, their shapes shifting like sleeping giants beneath the moonlight. In the stillness, you hear voices. They rise slowly, floating on the air like drifting smoke. It is the sound of nomads, gathered beneath the open sky. Their songs do not break the silence of the desert. Instead, they deepen it, weaving sound into the fabric of the night. You move closer. The singers sit in a circle, lanterns glowing low beside them. Some sit upon woven mats. Others rest on the sand itself, their robes folding around them like soft shadows. The flames of the lanterns flicker, dancing as if bowing to the rhythm of the voices. Each song is a prayer, carried upward to the stars. The desert holds the sound tenderly. There are no walls, no ceilings, only endless sky. The hymns rise, then drift away into the open air, free as the wind. Yet even when the notes have gone, the silence that follows is filled with their echo. It feels as though the stars themselves are listening. You sit at the edge of their circle. The sand is cool beneath your hands, fine as dust, soft as silk. The voices surround you. They do not demand your attention. They cradle you like waves lapping against the shore. Every breath of song feels ancient, carrying stories older than memory. The nomads sing of the sky. They sing of constellations, great shapes formed by scattered light. A hunter with his bow, a mother carrying water, a bird with wide wings. These are not only stars. They are guides, guardians, reminders that no one is ever lost beneath the night. Their hymns tell of the first desert wind. They sing of when the earth was still bare, and the sands had not yet formed. A single breath moved across the world. It shaped the dunes, carved the valleys, and whispered to the stars above. That first wind still moves tonight, brushing gently across your skin, carrying with it the memory of creation. The night deepens. The firelight grows softer, glowing like the last embers of day. Shadows lengthen across the dunes, blending into the sky's dark velvet. The voices slow, drawing out each note as though the desert itself is singing with them. You feel your breath fall into rhythm with their song, long and calm, steady as the stars. A storyteller begins to speak. His voice is low, smooth, almost a chant. He tells of a river that once ran through this desert, long ago. The river, he says, was born of starlight. Each drop of water fell from the sky, carrying with it a spark of heaven. When the river flowed, the sands bloomed with flowers, and the stars danced upon its surface. But rivers are wanderers. One day the river folded back into the sky, returning to the place it came from. It left behind only the desert winds, only the stars above, and the memory of its song. The people learned then that all things are travelers. The river was not lost. It only changed its path. And so the desert became a place of waiting, a place of trust. The nomads sing again. Their voices rise together, soft as the river the storyteller described. You hear the music flow through you, winding like water, gentle and unending. It cools the mind, eases the body, and fills the heart with stillness. Above, the stars shimmer brighter. They seem to pulse with the rhythm of the hymns, as though they too are singing. Some glow white and steady. Others burn red, faint but enduring. Together they form a great map, not of roads but of dreams. Every star is a marker of memory, every constellation a promise that light never leaves the world. The storyteller lifts his hand to the sky. He points to a cluster of stars, shining like a crown. He says they are called the Watchers, for they guard the desert at night, guiding travelers across the endless sands. If you walk with faith beneath their gaze, you will never lose your way. The stars are not just far-off fires. They are companions. They are teachers. They are the eternal eyes of heaven. The circle grows quiet again. Only the breeze moves, carrying with it grains of sand that glimmer faintly in the lantern light. The desert feels alive, breathing in time with the voices that have just faded. The stillness is vast, yet not empty. It is full of presence, full of unseen hands holding the night together. A child among the nomads begins to hum, soft and low. Her voice is like a bird just learning its song. The others smile, and soon their deeper tones join hers, layering sound upon sound. The hymn grows gentle again, a lullaby beneath the stars. It feels as though the sky itself is leaning closer, listening with tenderness. The fire lowers to quiet glow. The lanterns grow faint, like fading moons. Only the stars remain strong, endless and still. The songs fold into silence, but the silence is not empty. It holds the hymns inside it, as though the desert will keep them forever. You lie back on the sand. The grains shift softly beneath you, shaping to your body, holding you without weight. The sky stretches above, wider than thought, filled with light that has traveled for ages to reach this moment. Each star feels near, as if it watches over you, steady and kind. The desert air cools your skin, and your breath falls into a slow rhythm. The nomads rest, their voices fading into dreams. The dunes keep their shape, but tomorrow they will change. The stars hold their place, but even they move in long circles across the heavens. Everything shifts, yet everything remains. This is the way of the desert, the way of the sky, the way of life. Now the hymns live inside you, soft and steady. The desert night has carried them into your heart. You feel them in each breath, in each quiet beat. The stars shine on, endless and patient, guiding the world into rest. Let us drift onward now, with the desert winds. Let the hymns carry us, soft as the river that once flowed here. The stars remain, shining gently as night folds itself around you. Now rest as the desert sings in silence, and the sky watches with tender eyes. The night is quiet yet alive. A river flows through the dark, its voice soft and endless. Moonlight glimmers across the surface, silver threads weaving through moving water. The air is cool and gentle, carrying the scent of damp earth, of moss, of leaves that lean low to touch the stream. You stand at its edge, listening. The river does not rush. It hums. It breathes. It whispers as though telling a secret that has no end. The banks are lined with smooth stones, polished by centuries of current. Some are pale like bones, others dark like shadows. Each stone carries the memory of the water's touch. Each stone has been sung to by the river, night after night, season after season. You place your hand upon one, and it feels cool, alive, as though it holds a heart that beats in time with the flow. In the distance, there is music. It blends with the voice of the river so perfectly that you cannot tell where the one begins and the other ends. The sound is low, steady, carried on the air like smoke from a hidden fire. It is the sound of ritual songs. The voices rise in harmony, slow and deep, their tones like ripples spreading across the water. You follow the path along the bank. The earth is soft beneath your feet, covered in grass that bends easily with each step. The sound grows nearer. Soon you see figures by the river's bend, gathered around a cluster of lanterns. Their robes are simple, their shapes quiet. Some stand, their hands raised. Others kneel, bowing low. All are turned toward the river, as if it were an altar, as if it were the voice of heaven itself. The singers let their verses fall into the water, note by note. The river receives them. The current carries each word away, folding them into its endless song. The voices and the water join, inseparable. It feels as though the earth itself is humming, steady and calm. You sit by the bank. The grass cools your palms, and the night air folds around you like a cloak. The river speaks in layers, the rush of shallow currents over stone, the deeper undertones of the main flow, the sudden drip of droplets falling from leaves. Each sound is part of a greater music, unbroken, unhurried. You listen and you realize the water is singing too. The ritual songs tell of beginnings. They sing of how rivers were born from the tears of the sky, when the clouds wept with joy at the birth of the earth. Those tears ran down the mountains, shaping valleys, carving pathways, giving drink to the land. The rivers became the veins of the world, carrying life wherever they flowed. To sit beside one is to sit at the pulse of creation. The melody slows. The voices fall into a chant, low and steady. Their sound rocks back and forth, like a boat drifting across calm waters. You feel the rhythm move through you, guiding your breath, softening your thoughts, easing you deeper into stillness. A story begins within the chant. It speaks of a great serpent of light that once lay across the earth. Its scales shone like stars, and its body wound through mountains and fields. Wherever it rested, rivers rose in its wake. The people said the rivers were its murmurs, fragments of its endless song. Though the serpent has long since returned to the heavens, its voice remains in every stream, every brook, every great river that carries the world's memory. The river before you shimmers, as if answering this story. The moonlight bends upon its ripples, forming shapes that flicker and vanish. At times it looks like scales of silver. At times like a path of stars resting on earth. The water does not stay still, yet in its movement there is peace. It flows, yet it never leaves. The singers' voices soften even further, until they are almost whispers. Their words fade, leaving only tones, pure and round, blending with the murmur of the water. The silence between notes grows longer. It feels as though the night itself is breathing, slow and deep, as though all creation is rocking gently into rest. You lie back upon the grass. The stars reveal themselves through the trees, scattered like grains of salt across black velvet. Each one trembles faintly, as though it too hums in harmony with the river below. You close your eyes for a moment, and the world is sound. Water moving, voices chanting, wind sighing through branches. It all weaves together into one song. The river carries stories not only of gods and beginnings, but of those who walked before. It remembers pilgrims who crossed its waters, their footsteps sinking into its shallows. It remembers children who played at its edge, laughter tumbling like pebbles into the flow. It remembers the prayers whispered into its depths, carried away to wherever the current led. The river forgets nothing. It holds memory the way the earth holds roots, steady and deep. You open your eyes. Lanterns glow across the bank, their flames reflecting on the surface of the water. The reflections stretch and waver, bending with the current, yet always returning. Even in motion, they are whole. Like the soul, which bends with life's winds but never breaks. The singers lift their voices one final time. It is not a cry, not a call. It is a lullaby, meant for the river, meant for the night, meant for every heart that listens. The melody is so soft that it feels like breath. It enters you quietly, and you feel your body grow lighter, your thoughts softer, your spirit calm. The river accepts the hymn, carrying it away. But you know it is not lost. Every song that enters the river remains within its endless flow. Every prayer, every sigh, every blessing continues. mingling with waters that will one day reach the sea. The night grows deeper. The singers fall silent. One by one, they bow to the river, then depart into the shadows. The lanterns are left behind, glowing faintly, their light swaying with the breeze. The river keeps singing, steady as ever, as though it has been singing since the first dawn. You remain at its edge, safe within its whispers. The water is a cradle, holding the earth, holding the heart, holding every dream. Its murmurs are gentle hands, rocking you toward rest. The stars above shimmer softly, reflections of the river below. Heaven and earth flow together, both endless, both calm. Now let yourself drift with the current. Let the song of water guide you, slow and sure. The river carries all things, yet it is never burdened. It carries you too, lightly, peacefully, without end. Rest now, as the sacred murmurs flow on. Rest as the river sings beneath the stars. Rest, for the night is wide, and the water is endless, and the song will never cease. Night falls gently upon the mountains. A pale silver moon rests above the peaks, while the valleys below are wrapped in soft mist. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of pine and earth. Stars gather like quiet lanterns across the heavens, steady and timeless. At the heart of the mountain, hidden beyond winding stone paths and cedar groves, stands an ancient monastery. Its walls are old but strong, built from stones gathered from the very cliffs around it. Lanterns flicker in doorways. Candles glow in narrow windows. All is still, except for the sound of the river far below, winding its way through shadowed rocks. Inside the monastery, the night deepens into silence. The monks prepare to gather. They walk slowly, their steps measured, their sandals brushing against polished stone floors. Their robes are simple, the color of clay and soil, blending with the earth that surrounds them. Their heads are bowed. Their movements are calm. Nothing is rushed here. Every step feels like a prayer. The great hall where they gather is round, with high wooden beams that arch upward like the ribs of a great tree. At the center burns a single oil lamp. Its flame dances softly, sending a golden glow across the walls. The air is warm with the scent of incense, cedar, sandalwood, and a trace of jasmine. Shadows drift across the floor, gentle as clouds. The monks sit in a circle. Their robes fold around them like still waters. Their faces are peaceful, touched by the quiet patience of years. Some are young, with fresh eyes that shine in the candlelight. Others are old, their skin traced with lines that speak of decades of dawn prayers and long nights of silence. Yet in this circle, there is no difference between age and youth. All are joined by the same breath, the same song. When the circle is complete, silence rests for a while. It is not an empty silence. It is full, like the hush before rain, like the stillness of dawn. Then the first voice begins. It is low and steady, like the deep hum of the earth itself. A single tone, rising from the chest, flowing out into the hall. The sound is simple, yet it seems to carry the memory of mountains and rivers. It lingers in the air like a thread of light. Soon another voice joins, then another, and another. Each tone is different, some low, some higher, but together they weave a harmony as smooth as woven silk. The sound rises, not loud, but strong enough to fill the hall with a vibration that can be felt in the bones. The circle of monks chants. Their voices flow like water, overlapping and merging, until it feels as if the sound itself is alive. The vibration hums gently in the chest. It spreads outward, through arms and shoulders, down to the hands and feet, like ripples moving across a still pond. The chant has no rush, no sharp edges. Each tone drifts into the next, a soft wave rising and falling. It is the heartbeat of the monastery, steady and timeless. The sound is more than music. It is prayer. It is a bridge between earth and sky, between silence and voice. It carries the listener into a place beyond words, where thought grows quiet, and the heart beats in rhythm with the stars. As the voices continue, the mind softens. The breath slows. Each note folds gently into the next, like layers of mist settling over a sleeping valley. Legends say that when monks chant in perfect harmony, the mountain itself listens. The stones, the trees, the rivers, they all lean closer, drawn to the vibration of peace. Some say the stars shimmer brighter, as if the heavens too are singing along. The circle of monks knows this truth well. They do not chant for themselves alone. They chant for the world, for every restless soul wandering in the night, for every heart carrying weight too heavy to bear, for every dream waiting to be born in silence. And so their voices continue. The sound rises and falls like breath. It hums through the hall, through the wooden beams, through the very ground beneath. It moves outward, beyond the monastery walls, carried by the wind. It slips through cedar forests, touches the flowing river, climbs the ridges of the mountains, and drifts far into the valleys below. There it reaches the villages, where people sleep in quiet houses. It drifts through their dreams, bringing peace without words. The sound moves across fields and plains, across deserts and seas, carrying with it a blessing as soft as moonlight. Back in the circle, the monks remain still. Their eyes are half closed, gazing inward. Their hands rest gently on their knees. Their voices move together, as if guided by one great pulse, one great rhythm that belongs not to them, but to something older, something eternal. In the soft glow of the oil lamp, the chant begins to shift. The tones grow lower, slower. The sound sinks deeper, like roots drawing into the earth. The vibration grows softer, until it feels less like music and more like a memory. The circle of monks begins to fade into silence. One voice rests, then another, then another. The sound thins, until only a single voice remains, a quiet thread of tone trembling in the air. And then silence again. But this silence feels different from the one before. It is fuller, deeper, wrapped in the echoes of the chant. The sound still lingers, not in the ears, but in the chest, in the breath, in the stillness of the mind. The monks do not move right away. They sit quietly, letting the silence grow around them, letting it soak into their bones. The oil lamp flickers, the incense burns lower, outside the night deepens. For a moment, it feels as if the whole world is holding its breath. Time itself seems to pause. And then slowly, the monks bow their heads. Their foreheads touch the ground in gentle reverence. The circle is complete. They rise quietly, robes whispering against stone. One by one, they leave the hall, their footsteps soft and steady. Some return to their chambers. Some walk into the courtyard to sit beneath the stars. Some remain in the hall, resting in the glow of the fading flame. The night carries on. The mountain sleeps, but the vibration of the chant lingers. It hums through the earth, through the sky, through every dream that drifts beneath the stars. You too can feel it. The circle of monks is not far. Their voices reach you, even now. Their harmony rests in your breath, in the stillness of your chest, in the gentle rhythm of your heart. You are part of their circle. You are seated among them, wrapped in silence, bathed in the hum of timeless song. The chant flows through you, soft and endless, guiding you deeper into calm. Now let your body grow lighter. Let your breath slow to match the rhythm of the monks. Let the vibration of their voices cradle you like a lullaby. The circle of monks fades into silence once more. The oil lamp dims. The incense becomes a thin thread of smoke. The night outside grows darker, softer. The mountains stand watch. The stars continue to shine. The river flows far below, carrying the echoes of song into endless distance. And you rest, carried by the circle, carried by the hum of harmony, carried by peace. The monks close their eyes. You close yours. Let us drift onward. The night holds you now. The stars return. The chant continues, silent, eternal, within the quiet of your dreaming heart. The mountain breathes with the rhythm of light. Above its slopes, the sky begins to shift. The night has not yet gone, and the day has not yet come. It is the hour between. The veil where stars and sun share the same horizon. A soft glow brushes the peaks, as if the mountains wear crowns of pale fire. The river below still holds the reflection of the moon, while the first threads of dawn weave themselves into its waters. The wind is quiet, moving only enough to stir the pines and carry the scent of stone and earth. This is the hour when the monks gather again. Not in the deep silence of midnight, but in the tender hush of change, when darkness bends to light and later, when light bows again to darkness. These are the sacred hours, the joining of edges, where prayers rise like birds caught in a gentle current of air. The hall glows with a soft flame. Its windows open toward the east, where dawn stretches. Later they will face west, to bow with the dusk. In this way, the monastery holds the balance of time within its stone heart. The monks sit as they always do in a circle, still and unshaken. Their robes fold around them like riverbanks holding water. Their breaths are slow, even steady. Eyes close, and in that shared darkness, a hymn begins. It is soft, no louder than the sigh of the wind. The notes rise like the first birdsong, low at first, then spreading like ripples across a still pond. Each voice joins the others, not to be heard alone, but to become part of something larger, something whole. The hymn of dawn is simple. It is shaped like light itself. It begins as a whisper, then stretches outward, flowing into open air, touching stone and sky with its tender vibration. Legends say these hymns are older than the monastery, older than the mountain. They were carried here from distant lands, across seas and deserts, kept alive by generations of voices. Some say they were given by the birds themselves, who sang before humans found words. Others believe they are the memory of the stars, captured in sound. As the hymn rises, the darkness thins. The stars soften like candles gently blown out, one by one. The sky brightens, its blue deepening like ink dropped in water. The monks' voices carry this change, guiding the world from one breath to the next. The sound does not hurry. It flows at the same pace as the turning of the earth. Each note is a step. Each pause is a heartbeat. Each rise and fall is the opening of a door. For those who listen, the hymn becomes more than sound. It is a pathway. It carries the heart into balance, where the weight of night is set down and the promise of day is gently lifted. It is not the end of darkness, nor the beginning of light. It is the meeting place where both are welcome. The oil lamp flickers in rhythm with the chant. The smoke of incense curls like a slow river, its shape always changing, never breaking. The monks remain still, yet their voices flow like streams joining together, creating one endless current of sound. As the hymn reaches its middle, the sky breaks fully into light. The sun crests the ridge, spilling gold across the peaks. Shadows stretch long and thin. The hymn deepens, as if bowing to the newborn day. Then slowly it fades. One voice rests, then another, until silence rests in the hall again. The silence is full, like a bowl filled with light. The hymn lingers, not in the air but in the chest, in the breath, in the quiet rhythm of the body. The monks rise. They bow to the east. They bow to the flame. And they step out into the courtyard, where morning waits like a gift just unwrapped. The day moves on. The sun climbs higher, touching every leaf, every stone, every stream. The mountain hums with life, the buzzing of insects, the calling of birds, the soft tread of paws through forest paths. And through it all, The memory of the dawn hymn hums quietly, like a hidden pulse beneath the noise of the world. Hours pass. The light stretches long. Shadows short, then lengthen again. The air grows warm, then cool. And at last, as the sky softens once more, the monks gather again. Now it is dusk. The western windows glow with the soft flame of the sinking sun. The walls catch the color of embers, deep orange, then rose, then violet. The world begins to exhale. The monks sit in their circle once more. Their robes darken in the fading light until they seem like stones placed carefully around a fire. Their hands rest gently, their eyes lower. The hymn of dusk begins. It is not the same as the hymn of dawn, where the morning song rose like a flame. The evening chant descends like water flowing into the earth. Its tones are lower, slower, heavier, as though carrying the weight of the day into rest. The chant moves with the rhythm of twilight. It sinks, it folds, it draws inward. Each voice is like a lantern dimming, not going out, but softening into a glow that comforts the darkness. The hymn of dusk gathers the day's hours, the laughter of children in the village below, the quiet footsteps on temple floors, the breath of wind across the fields, and folds them gently into silence. It carries gratitude. It carries release. It carries peace. The mountains listen once more. The trees stand still, their leaves trembling as if touched by invisible hands. The river hums below, joining its endless voice to the chant. The stars return, one by one, patient and unhurried. The hymn slows. It deepens. It bows, until at last it falls into stillness. And once again, silence takes its place. A silence not of emptiness, but of fullness, like the hush that follows a blessing, like the calm that follows rain. The monks bow low, foreheads to the stone floor. Their robes gather around them like waves meeting the shore. Then they rise, their footsteps soft, their movements unhurried, and they vanish into the dim corridors of the monastery. The hall is left in quiet shadow. Only the flame of the oil lamp remains, burning small but steady, as if to keep watch through the night. Outside, the world rests. The stars shimmer like beads scattered across velvet. The moon climbs slowly, silver and calm. The mountain sleeps again, its breath steady, its heart at peace. You too drift with it. Your breath follows the hymn's rhythm, slow, even, balanced. You carry both the dawn and the dusk within you. The rising light, the falling dark, the meeting place where both dissolve into peace. Now let yourself rest. Let the hymns guide you into balance. Let your heart soften like shadows at sunset. Let your spirit rise like light at dawn. The monks' voices fade into your dreaming. Their hymns linger, like threads of gold and silver woven into the sky. They do not end. They live in the stillness. They live in the breath. They live in you. Now rest as the stars return. Now drift as the mountain sleeps. Now dream, carried by the hymns of dawn and dusk. The forest is deep tonight. Its branches weave together like threads of dark silk. Above, the moon leans gently through the leaves, casting soft silver patterns across the ground. The air is cool, filled with the quiet pulse of crickets and the hush of distant owls. Step by step, the path narrows. Roots rise like ancient veins, guiding the way. The soil is damp, touched by yesterday's rain. And there, beyond the thicket, a faint glow waits. It is not the glow of the moon. It is warmer, softer, and nearer to the ground. It flickers. It breathes. It is the light of candles. Hidden among the trees, a small shrine rests. Its stones are worn smooth by centuries of touch. Moss grows along its base, painting it green, while vines climb its wooden frame like gentle fingers. The shrine is small, yet it holds a presence larger than the forest around it. It feels alive, as if the trees themselves bow inward to protect it. Around the shrine, candles burn in shallow bowls. Their flames tremble in the night air, bending but never breaking. Each flame is a prayer, each light an offering. Together, they shine like a constellation brought down to earth. The forest listens. Every cricket, every hidden bird, every rustle of leaves seems to fall into rhythm with the shrine's breath. The air holds a hush, though no silence is complete. Instead, it is filled with layers of soft sound, woven together into a single living hymn. And then the voices begin. They are low at first, no louder than the turning of a page. The monks who guard this hidden place have gathered. Their robes fold like shadows across the clearing. They sit in stillness, surrounding the shrine, their faces calm, their eyes lowered. Their chant rises from the earth itself, deep and resonant. It is not hurried. It does not rush. It flows like water spilling over smooth stones. The hymn is simple. Each note falls like a step. Each pause is a breath. The words are old, older than memory, carried down through countless generations. No one knows who first sang them, only that the forest has kept them safe. The chant weaves with the night. The firelight bends in rhythm with its pulse. The trees seem to sway, though no wind moves them. The earth itself seems to hum, low and steady, like a heartbeat beneath the ground. Those who wander here by chance often say the shrine feels alive. They speak of hearing whispers in the leaves, or feeling a soft hand on their shoulder when no one is near. They say the forest remembers every voice that has ever prayed here, holding them like seeds in the soil. The hymn continues. It deepens, turning inward. The monks close their eyes, and the chant becomes not just sound, but breath, bone, and spirit. Their voices carry the weight of old prayers, some of grief, some of hope, some of pure surrender. And yet there is no heaviness. The hymn does not press down. It lifts. It eases. It softens. Like a gentle tide, it carries the listener outward into calm. The candles flicker. One flame bends low, nearly fading, then rises again, steady and sure. Its glow touches the moss, the wood, the faces bowed in prayer. Each flame holds a secret wish, unspoken but felt. Together they are a sea of quiet longing, shimmering in the night. The forest breathes with them. The insects hum in harmony. The owl calls, its voice distant yet woven into the whole. The leaves rustle, a faint percussion, soft and steady. It is said that in this shrine, the line between human and nature dissolves. The chant is not separate from the earth. The prayer is not separate from the wind. Every sound, every silence, belongs to the same hymn. The monks know this. Their voices carry both inward and outward. Inward into the still chambers of the heart. Outward into the endless forest and the listening stars. As the hymn stretches, the night deepens. The moon rises higher, scattering silver light across the clearing. The candles reflect its glow, their flames swaying gently, as if bowing in respect. The chant slows. Its tones fall lower, softer, like roots descending into soil. One by one, the voices fade. The last note lingers long and low, until it too falls into silence. But the silence is not empty. It is full of warmth, full of presence, full of the memory of song. It feels like standing beside a river after the current has passed, the air still humming with its rhythm. The monks bow. They touch their foreheads to the ground. Their robes gather around them like folded wings. Then they rise, moving as shadows unhurried without sound. The shrine remains, glowing softly. The candles burn low, yet their light endures. The forest cradles it, protective, eternal. Some say the shrine is never truly empty. Even when the monks depart, even when the candles die, the hymn continues. It lives in the soil. It lives in the leaves. It lives in the breath of the earth. And you too carry it now. Its rhythm lingers in your chest. Its calm echoes in your breath. You are not separate from this forest, from this shrine, from this ancient song. Close your eyes and the clearing returns. The candles flicker once more. The monks' voices rise again. The hymn of the shrine lives within you, waiting, steady and sure. Now let yourself drift. Let the forest carry you. Let the candles warm you. Let the hymn guide you deeper, softer, farther into rest. The shrine is hidden, yet not lost. It waits always, quiet and eternal beneath the branches, beneath the stars within your dreaming. Now rest as the earth breathes with you. Now drift as the shrine glows on. Now dream as the hymn of the hidden shrine becomes your lullaby. The night is gentle. The air is still. The world seems wrapped in a veil of silver, as though the moon has lowered her hands to calm the earth. The trees do not move. The waters do not stir. Even the stars appear hushed, holding their breath in the silence of the hour. In this vast stillness, a temple rests, not of stone nor of brick. It is a temple of the heart. It is the place within where every journey returns, where every path ends in quiet surrender. Here, the last chants of the day linger, faint as mist. They rise not with force, but with gentleness. Soft syllables, fading into the night like candle smoke. Each word carries peace. Each tone settles the restless spirit. And as the chants slowly fade, they do not vanish. They echo. These echoes are not of sound alone. They are ripples of memory, flowing across the quiet waters of the soul. They move gently through time, touching old prayers whispered by ancestors long gone. They move forward too, toward the prayers yet to come, carried by voices not yet born. The echoes are eternal. They belong to no one, and yet to everyone. They flow through all temples, all shrines, all sacred places. They pass through forests and deserts, through oceans and mountains. Everywhere they move, they bring stillness. Everywhere they reach, they carry peace. And so the heart listens. Your heart listens. It beats in rhythm with those echoes, steady and calm. The sound within you is the same sound that once filled the halls of ancient sanctuaries. The same sound that accompanied the rising of dawn and the falling of dusk. The same sound that will continue when this moment is long past. Long ago, people believed that echoes were the voices of gods hidden in the mountains. They thought the stones themselves were speaking, answering with low murmurs that drifted into the air. Others said echoes were the souls of the departed, still near, still singing. Some believed echoes were reminders that nothing spoken with devotion is ever lost. It lingers carried by unseen hands, kept alive by time itself. Tonight these echoes are with you. They do not ask for belief. They do not demand thought. They only arrive softly, and they remain. They circle within you like a stream flowing back into itself. Each echo is a gentle reminder. Peace is never gone. Peace is never lost. It only rests, waiting to be heard again. The temple of the heart glows softly now. There are no walls, no ceiling, no floor. Only space, vast and unbroken. Candlelight hovers, untethered, like fireflies suspended in the air. Their glow is warm but tender, never bright enough to disturb the night. At the center, a pool of still water lies. It reflects no sky, no stars. It reflects only the quiet soul. When you gaze upon it, there is no need for words. The water speaks with silence. It says, "Be still, you are already whole." A chant rises again, low and unhurried. Not from voices, not from instruments. It rises from the silence itself. A hymn without language, a song without beginning or end. It is the eternal chant of peace. Far away in ancient lands, people once sang such hymns. They gathered at dusk when the sun bent low and sang until the first stars appeared. They gathered at dawn when the dark softened and sang until the first rays returned. Their songs were offerings, not offerings of gold or incense, but offerings of sound, of breath, of life, of heart. Those songs still live here, not as words you can repeat, not as melodies you can record. They live as feeling, as memory older than memory itself. Every soul carries a fragment, and when silence deepens, that fragment awakens. Now you feel it stirring. The fragment of the ancient hymn within you begins to hum. It is soft, softer than a whisper. It does not move outward, it moves inward, deeper and deeper, until it reaches the very center of your being. The night grows deeper. The stars shimmer as if they too listen. The forest outside the hidden shrine breathes quietly. The crickets keep their gentle rhythm, like a heartbeat beneath the earth. Every sound, every silence, merges with the eternal chant. You drift through it weightless. Your breath rises and falls like the tide. Each inhale is a note. Each exhale is a prayer. And slowly your body loosens. Your thoughts soften. Your spirit sinks deeper into the pool of stillness. The echoes follow. They do not fade, they do not vanish. They stay near, as gentle companions. When you rest, they rest. When you dream, they guide your dream. When you wake, they will be waiting still. The ancients often spoke of peace as a circle, never broken, always returning, a wheel turning through seasons, through lifetimes. And here, in this chapter of the night, you rest at the center of that circle. The echoes spin around you, slow and calm. They do not rush, they do not end. They are the quiet promise of eternity. You do not need to hold them. You do not need to follow them. They will remain, even if you let them go. They will hum softly, long after your eyes have closed. They will drift beside you, long after dreams have come. The temple of the heart begins to dim. The candles flicker, and their light grows smaller. But this is not loss. It is simply the way of all things. Light folds back into silence, just as chants fold back into stillness. There is no fear in this dimming. Only comfort. Only rest. The final hymn whispers now. Not with sound, but with presence. It says, "Be at peace. You are safe. You are whole." And with those words, the echoes return to the silence from which they came. Yet you know they are still here. You feel them in your breath. You sense them in your chest. They live within you. So let the night close around you, soft as a blanket. Let the stars lean closer, like lanterns hung in the sky. Let the eternal echoes cradle you, like a song too gentle to end. Now rest. Let your heart grow quiet. Let your spirit drift as the hymn becomes silence. And in that silence you are held. You are calm. You are home. The temple of the heart will always remain. The echoes will always return. Peace will always be here. Now rest, as the eternal echoes of peace guide you into dreams.